Good afternoon, everyone. My name is 𝗦𝗂𝐴 𝗿𝐺₃, Artistic Director of Pocket Opera, and welcome to Songs of Concealment, the first in our series of 3-song mini-concerts that we're presenting in 2021 entitled Pocket Watch. Today we present baritone 𝗕𝗏 Harris as he sings the music of renowned composer Jacqueline Hairston. Today's concert is a slightly different format than we usually do. It's a 3-part mini-concert. The first part will be the Cullen Trilogy, wherein Jacqueline Hairston set to music the words of poet County Cullen. The second part will be Blue Divine, an original composition by pianist Tammy Hall. And then we return to the music of Jacqueline Hairston for A Change Has Got to Come. Afterwards, I hope you'll join us for our live talkback where we get to know all 3 artists involved in the production. And we hope you'll enjoy this afternoon of music as we celebrate Black History Month. Thank you.
I've wrapped my dreams in a silk and cloth and laid them away in a box of gold, where long will cling the lips of the moth. I have wrapped my dreams in a silk and cloth. I hide no hate, I am not even wroth. Who found the earth's breath so keen and cold, cold, cold? I have wrapped my dreams in a silk and cloth and laid them away in a box, in a box, in a box, box of gold. Not for myself I make this prayer, for this race of mine that stretches forth from shadowed places, dark hands for bread and wine. For me, my heart is pagan mad. My feet are never still, but give him hearths to keep them warm in homes high on a hill. Our Father God, our brother Christ, so are we taught to pray. not our brother Christ, or are we bastard kin? That to our plaints your ears are closed, your doors barred from within, from within. Our Father God, our brother Christ, retrieve my race again, so shall you compass this black sheep, this pagan heart. Amen. 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 Be still, heart, cease those measured strokes, lie quiet in your hollow bed. This moving frame is but a hoax, to make you think you are not dead. Thus spake I to my body slave, with beats still to be answered. Poor foolish heart that needs a grave, to prove to it that it is dead. Oh, it is dead. In the time of change, I'm a pressing on. I've got to move for the break of dawn. I'll not look back, for I must tell some that the world moves on when the change will come. When you don't look back, except in times gone by, He'll deliver you if you will but try. He'll say, press right on, for He'll see you through. And when changes come, He will stick by you. A change has got to come. It sure will profit some. We must accept the new day. With God I'm pressing on. He'll stay by my side, 'cause He's been so good to me. He showed me how that a change will set me free. I'm pressing on, yes, I'm pressing on, 'cause some changes are bound to
Hello, I'm Jeffrey Jordan, the Executive Director here at Pocket Opera. And first of all, I want to thank you so much for taking part in Songs of Concealment, our very first installment of Pocket Watch for 2021. And we want to thank the wonderful artists that took part in this event, Philip Harris, baritone, Tammy Hall, the pianist, and also this wonderful composer, Jacqueline Hairston. I also want to go on and just tell everyone how amazed I was at the generosity of all of our donors for this past year. As Classical Voice puts it, we are the unsinkable pocket opera, and that's all because of you. Next month, please mark your calendars for March 21st for our annual gala, 𝗓𝗡. It starts at 2:45, and we are going to celebrate our dear Donald Pippin's 95th birthday. We're also going to have a wonderful birthday Zoom with Donald afterwards, so make sure to be a part of that. In April, we're going to continue our Pocket Watch series with Marcel Dronkers, and she'll be singing on April 18th at 3 p.m. for Handle with Care. Finally, we'll be offering Songs of the Night with another beloved soprano, Lindsay Roush, and tenor Alex Tate on June 20th. So come and spend your summer solstice with us. Thank you again for coming and taking part in Songs of Concealment today. You know, we're trying to keep all of our events free for 2021. So your donations mean so much more than ever. So in order to do that, you can go to our website, pocketopera.org, and donate, or you can see the instructions in the chat below. Thank you. And now we're going to go over to Nicholas, where he's going to conduct a Q&A with the artists that performed today. So enjoy.
involved today. Thanks to Jacqueline Hairston, thanks to Philip Harris, and thank you, Tammy Hall. What a wonderful, wonderful program. I think it came off beautifully. I hope you all enjoyed it. Professor Hairston, can you tell us a little bit? I want to go to you first. I've got a few questions about this, wonderful set of songs regarding the Cullen trilogy. What inspired you to set to music the works of County Cullen?
Well, thanks to the fine singer, Philip Harris.
Yes, indeed.
Who wanted to do something new. And we thought of County Cullen because as far as my own research, I had not seen anything with music set to his words. So it was a wonderful challenge for me to begin to do that. And I'm glad that, Philip, thank you for the title, The Songs of Concealment. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. That was a refreshing change. Yeah. It was a pleasure to do that because in my work as an arranger, primarily of African-American spirituals, folk songs, it gave me a chance to try my other arm at actual composition. And so I was happy to be part of that and just thrilled at how well Tammy Hall played my pieces.
Indeed.
I thought, my goodness, she must have borrowed my fingers.
Well, I would love to take the credit, but it was a dear friend of mine and a mentee of yours, Carl DuPont, who actually went forward to Professor Harrison in 2016 and presented some wonderful poems. I believe it was 10 poems or so, he said. Right. And out of those several poems that he presented to, it was 3 of them. And so it just was wonderfully set.
How did you narrow that down to the 3 for the trilogy, Jackie?
That's Philip, answer that.
Yeah, I think, well, based upon my conversation with you and with Carl, it seemed that for whatever reason, the poems that he presented spoke to him the most, and the 10 spoke to him the most. And so from what he told me, at that time, it was the 3 of these spoke to you the most out of what he presented. So yes. Certainly the original title is Cullen's Trilogy, but Nicholas and I came up with this idea of the Songs of Concealment.
I think that's wonderful. I
think it was a good theme. We'll dive into that a little bit more. Tammy, I wanted to check in with you and talk a little bit about your career as a Bay Area pianist and your past association with Jackie Hairston.
Yes, it was because of Jackie Hairston that I made a debut at Carnegie Hall, playing with her choir.
Amazing.
2012. And Jackie, thank you always. We don't get to work together frequently enough, not often enough. And I have to say that I really look forward to being able to play some more of your compositions.
Thank you.
It's been a real honor for me. Thank you.
They're incredibly moving. The work is just gorgeous. Before we get back to Jackie Hairston's music, though, tell us a little bit about Blue Divine while we're on you, Tammy.
Blue Divine was my attempt at trying to evoke the color blue for listeners. It's my favorite color. And it's the color I always aspire to when I'm playing in performance, in ensemble and or solo. And so I thought I would try to evoke that for the listener. It's also the title track of my first solo recording, which was in 2006, Blue Divine.
It's a sublime song, and I was picking out some of the the imagery that would go with it, and then I found this gorgeous African American woman with that blue light on her, and for me that she was the Blue Divine. She was just this heavenly creature, radiating this warmth, even though it's blue. It felt just this glowing warmth from her, and I hope you liked that.
I did. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It takes us to the idea of Songs of Concealment. And the images, if people go back and watch again, they start with, Philip and I talked about what would be a strong image for a piece like this. And he came up with the idea of a hoodie. And we talked a little bit about, how much different it is for me walking down the street wearing a hoodie than for a young Black man walking down the street with a hoodie, for whom it seems to be charged with meaning. And so we wanted to sort of demystify that. And so the imagery is more concealed in the first song. Slowly the hood comes back, and it reveals the heart of the person. The foolish heart is when we finally see the heart space of the person behind them, and then blue divine is revealed, but in that blue light, and then change is going to come. The figure is open and embracing sort of the warmth and energy of the universe, and so it was a nice sort of arc that we built into, I think, the piece. Oh, so we have a question from Lawrence Dillon. How has COVID changed how you work? Philip, how has COVID changed how you work?
Well, everything is online, so a lot of doing what we had just done now, a lot of pre-recordings, and a lot of Zoom technology. Certainly, it's required me to be very adaptable, and I also work as a teacher, so I've had to be very creative in terms of teaching. So that has been it's been a challenge, and I can say it's been, but I think it's been good for myself as well as my students.
It sort of fosters creativity, that's for sure. It's the more constrained one gets, the more you can sort of bust out in different ways. In a little bit, I'll show that the singer and pianist did not film their video at the same time. We created that look with green screen, but they filmed completely separately and then were edited together to keep things safe. One question that went back just quickly, I want to ask Professor Hairston, are you related to Jester Hairston?
Oh, yes, yes.
How are you?
And I discovered that late in life when I met him. And at the time, see, Hairston was my married name. And when I first met, when I saw he was going to be at a conference in New York at Columbia University, which is where I got my master's, I said, oh, I got to go meet this man because the spellings of the last name are the same. And we find out if there's a relationship. And so he said to me, are you married to Hairston? I said, yes. He said, is he a musician? I said, no. He said, well, forget him. He said, from now on, it's you and me.
Nice.
And I worked with him until maybe a week or two before he passed. So amazing. I was thrilled to have that connection with Jester Hairston, yes.
Well, a lot of names come up in doing a project like this, and that I am woefully undereducated about, Hairston being one. And I've spent the month, learning about him and educating myself, but really also a lot about County Cullen, who what a marvelous, interesting figure he was. And spending this last month with his catalog of work and reading about his life, one of the most influential poets in the 20th century that went on, African American, otherwise, whatever. He went on to influence the whole 20th century poetry movement style deeply and meaningfully. It's a shame that I until this setting of music, I hadn't really heard much about his work, and it's been a delight learning about him. I hope people will dig into County Cullen. Philip, tell me a little bit about County Cullen.
Yeah, County Cullen we all know him as a prominent Harlem Renaissance literary figure who opted really to not write in the popular or free jazz poetry of Langston Hughes, but he chose to write by using sonnets. So he was more invested in the kind of more formalized way, the formalized standard way of writing. He was born in the early 20th century, actually a year after Langston Hughes was born. And at 15, he was taken in by a minister after his grandmother had passed, and he was very successful in writing and entered a lot of competitions and won a lot of competitions and made his way and earned degrees from NYU and Harvard and has very successful works like Ballad of the Brown Girl and Copper Sun, Yet I Do Marvel, which is actually very strikingly similar to Pagan Prayer, which was our second song in the cycle. So he really was grappling with the main thing I wanted to know about County Cullen is that we celebrate him as this great literary figure, but he grappled with all of the things that we grapple with. He divorced. Went through a divorce. He also faced dealing with his sexuality. And then he also faced the struggles of dealing with death from his earlier life and working with that. So we celebrate him as this amazing, great literary figure, which of course he was, but he struggled with all of the same things that we struggled. He also struggled with religion as well. So
it's what makes art. I think the struggle is what makes art. I think as any of us can attest to. Anyone trying to make art this year can certainly attest to the fact that the struggle is real. The struggle is what is propelling art forward in a lot of ways. It's going to be interesting to see how things come out of it. 𝗕𝗓𝗃 HairSton, have you ever considered writing an opera? Would you ever put this all together, do all 10 poems, and maybe write a one-act opera about Count Cullen, the life of? I think.
Please do.
Yes.
Yes.
Pocket Opera will produce it.
You know, and that's one of the things Jessica said to me, Jackie, you need to write an opera. I said, well, an opera's not my forte right now. And so what I did, I turned it over to another colleague, 𝗬𝗎 형제비읍, Dr. 𝗬𝗎 형제비읍, who not only took one of the ideas that Jessica had given me about Mary Ellen Pleasant, who used to be called Mammy Pleasant. 𝗬𝗎 took that, ran with it, and went on to discover her latest entrepreneurial excitement is the Higher Sisters. So if people want to find out about 𝗬𝗎 형제비읍, Dr. 𝗬𝗎 형제비읍 and the Higher Sisters, they can tune on to Facebook or Google and find all the information they need.
That's terrific. That's terrific. So Tammy, we're also going to Pocket Opera is going to be engaging you in an ongoing project that we're going to be creating. We've just started announcing that Pocket Opera is going to be doing an animated mini magic flute, about a half an hour, 35 minutes long, a magic flute reduction, all black cast. And we have some fantastic animators called the Gibbs sisters, who are originally from Oakland, and are now working down at Warner Brothers in LA and are just terrific. And they're going to sort of fairy godmother the project a little bit and oversee putting the team together. And it's very exciting, the team that we're getting together for this. And Tammy has agreed to play piano and music direct the music for it. So we're going to rope you back into the classical world, Tammy. How's that sound?
That's fine. You know, I love good music, and to me, there's only two kinds of music. There's good music, and there's not good music.
Bless you for not saying bad music. You know, and God knows Mozart is certainly good music, and we're going to put together a wonderful team for it. Maybe there's a spot for you there, Philip. God knows you're one of the most gorgeous baritones in town. What was your first Pocket Opera show?
First one was Cascada in the Merry Widow. That was 2014.
You were just a little baby opera singer back then. Just a little baby. You weren't Dr. Philip Harris. No, you were a little baby opera singer playing a lusty French lover in the Merry Widow. It was great. When I was very happy to direct that show.
Yes, right.
And actually direct the next show you were in also, the 𝗏𝗏.
Right, 𝗏𝗏, Schonard, yes.
Perfect role for you. Well, I thank everyone. Let's see if anyone else has a question. I think we've covered everyone's questions. I'm thrilled that you all have taken part in this Q&A and in this program. I hope that we can have a similar project again next year. 𝗕𝗓𝗃 HairSton, keep writing that gorgeous music. It is sublime. I have to say, I've been humming and humming and humming all week long. And really in this time of COVID and quarantine, just hearing some, I'm pressing on. Yes, I'm pressing on, because a change has got to come. God knows a change has got to come. This can't last forever. Alberta Rose Eberhardt says that Heritage was produced at San Francisco State University as a full production in 1985 and 86 with music, dance, and acting by the Ethnic Studies Department, Dr. McGee, Dr. Richardson, and herself. Well, that's wonderful. I'm going to look into some of that as well. Thank you, Alberta. So I'm glad that people have tuned in and that we've been able to present this music. This is the first time Pocket Opera is presenting the work of a female composer, two in this case. First time presenting the work of an African-American composer, which is much overdue. And I believe only the second time presenting the work of a living composer. So this has been just a thrill for us. It's great to have this format where we can experiment with different things. And I still say we need a one-act opera about County Cullen by Professor HairSton. So I might keep pitching that and seeing what we can do for that. And I want to thank everyone who tuned in and watched. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the production team that helped put it together. Lawrence Dillon, who helped edit it. Nicholas Dahlman on our streaming coordinator. Adam Munoz, our recording engineer. Chung-Wai Sung, our general manager. Jeffrey Jordan, our executive director. All our board. Everyone who's watching. Pocket Opera will be back. We will be back with live performances as soon as we possibly can. In the meanwhile, we hope you'll keep watching Pocket Watch and tune in and join us for our gala on March 21st, as we celebrate Donald Pippin's 95th birthday. So it's going to be terrific. We hope to see you all there and next time here on Pocket Watch. Thank you, 𝗏𝗏 Hairston. Thank you, Philip Harris. Thank you, Tammy Hall. You've all been incredible to work with. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Nicholas. You're fantastic.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you all next time.
All right.